Gojo is not a problem because he is too strong. He is a warning because everyone else has learned to need him. When a threat appears, send Gojo. When the rules threaten a student, Gojo can push back. When enemies plan a catastrophe, their first question is not how to win. It is how to remove him. That sounds like ultimate power. It is also structural failure. If an entire world works, only while one man is available, the strongest person is no longer just a protector. He is the load-bearing wall. And Jujutsu Kaisen keeps asking what happens when that wall disappears. Infinity is the obvious answer to Gojo's power, but the deeper answer is pressure. The way institutions, allies, and enemies reorganize because Satoru Gojo exists. The easy version of a Gojo video is a list. Limitless, infinity, blue, red, hollow purple, unlimited void. The names matter, but the list does not explain the man. Against Jogo, repeated attacks simply fail to reach him. Gojo is so comfortable that he leaves, retrieves Yuji, returns and turns an assassination attempt into a lesson. That is the practical terror of infinity. Direct violence stops being a reliable answer. But we should not turn that observation into fan-made mathematics or call Gojo invincible. The anime shows effects, not unlimited power. Toji proves that planning, exhaustion, timing, and a specialized counter can create an opening. Shibuya will prove something even bigger. Infinity controls the distance between Gojo and an attack. Gojo's real leverage controls the choices available to everyone in the room. Hidden inventory gives us the crucial before and after. Gojo and Geto begin as the strongest pair. Toji does not challenge that pair on fair terms. He stretches the mission, wears Gojo down, waits for the moment his protection drops, and attacks the opening. Gojo survives, masters more of his technique, and becomes the strongest on his own. Then comes the brutal consequence. Gojo begins completing every mission alone, and Geto is left alone more often too. That does not mean Gojo's strength caused Geto's fall. Geto's grief, repeated missions, ideology, and choices matter. Reducing all of that to one friend becoming stronger would be dishonest. But the structure changed. Once Gojo could solve every combat problem alone, the system stopped requiring partnership. His rise removed a tactical weakness while widening a human distance that power could not repair. Being sufficient for every mission did not make him sufficient for everyone. Adult Gojo understands that raw power gives him leverage, but leverage is not the same as reform. When Yuji receives a secret execution sentence, Gojo presents a path that delays it while Sukuna's fingers are collected. He can place himself between a student and an immediate institutional decision. Yet even the strongest sorcerer cannot turn one intervention into a durable system. That is why his role as a teacher matters. Gojo's official profile does not only call him the strongest, it says he is cultivating a strong next generation while looking toward the future of Jujutsu society. That choice suggests a larger answer. Teaching is Gojo's response to the limits of personal supremacy. He can force room open for Yuji today. He wants people capable of holding that room open tomorrow. That makes him politically dangerous to a conservative hierarchy, not because strength automatically makes him right, but because he has enough independence to protect alternatives and enough patience to invest in successors. Shibuya is the thesis made operational. Gojo enters the underground platform alone because limiting casualties appears to require the strongest sorcerer at the center and everyone else outside it. The curses understand that defeating him in a normal contest is the wrong objective. So, they redesign the contest. Civilians become constraints. Multiple opponents become delay. Every second is purchased for one purpose: sealing Gojo inside the prison realm. Notice what this means. Their plan does not need to prove they are stronger. It needs to exploit the responsibilities that stop Gojo from fighting without restraint, hold him in place, and remove him from the board. That is the payoff behind all the spectacle. Infinity can stop an attack from reaching Gojo. It cannot stop a society from concentrating its hopes, its emergency response, and its future around one person. The villains win strategically by treating the strongest sorcerer as infrastructure. They do not break the wall. They take the wall away. Once Gojo is sealed, the story treats it as a worst-case development. The available sorcerers have to spread the news, reorganize, and turn his recovery into a central objective. That reaction reveals the real weakness. Not Gojo, but the lack of redundancy around him. In engineering, a single point of failure is one component whose removal can cripple the larger system. Jujutsu Society has made a human being serve that role, but this argument needs its counterweight. Gojo's strength saves lives. It protects students. It deters enemies and wins battles that good intentions cannot win. Teaching does not replace combat, and a stronger generation still needs people capable of surviving direct confrontation. The answer is not a weaker Gojo. The answer is a world that does not collapse when Gojo is unavailable. His power creates breathing room. It cannot breathe for everyone forever. His students are not evidence that strength is unimportant. They are evidence that strength must be distributed, developed, and joined to judgment. The system fails when it mistakes one extraordinary protector for a permanent plan. That is why Infinity is not the final answer to Satoru Gojo. Infinity explains his defense. Hollow Purple and Unlimited Void show how overwhelming he is in direct combat. But Shibuya explains his place in the system. Gojo's presence changes what everyone believes is possible, and his removal exposes how little the institution prepared to function without him. His most durable project is therefore not remaining indispensable. It is raising people strong enough to resist bad decisions, survive impossible fights, and eventually carry the future together. That goal does not erase his arrogance, guarantee his teaching succeeds, or make strength morally pure. It makes his contradiction clear. Gojo is powerful enough to hold up an entire world, yet his choice to teach suggests he knows no world should depend on one person forever. Vault classification, load-bearing human. A protector whose greatest strength reveals the fragility of every structure resting on one pair of shoulders. The strongest answer Gojo can leave behind is not another version of himself. It is a future that no longer needs only him. Who should enter the character vault next?